My name is Nacin, one of the core developers of WordPress, and I'm here to talk. I actually have two very quick lightning talks here. First one I'm going to talk about is advanced and hidden WordPress APIs. This is going to be a very high-level talk, very high-tempo, hopefully a lot of fun, and it's designed to really challenge you. So when I talk about APIs, we're talking about an application programming interface, but we're not really talking about that in particular because WordPress has three of those. It has Atom Hub, XML RPC, and obviously your RSS feeds. Now, these are public in the fact that, let's say, your iPhone app, your WordPress iPhone app, WordPress for iOS, might, let's say, interact with WordPress using one of these. What I'm really talking about in terms of API is actually down low, internally, what plugins are using, probably better described as, let's say, a package of functions or something like that together. As an example, post types, your content. Taxonomies, which may describe your content, like tags or categories. Widgets. Dragging and dropping. Jeremy obviously will talk a lot about this more later. The idea of more or less structuring your site in a completely different way. Shortcodes. A tiny little bit of content that you can use in various different ways. Sherry also talked about embed, which is actually almost kind of a form of shortcode in some way. Options, if you must, then you can have some options. Transients, options with an expiration. Another one is cache, which is to make Barry happy. You guys know who Barry is. Barry runs systems for Automatic. 60 queries on a theme, probably not going to make him happy, but caching will make him happy. Cron, schedule tasks. If you ever need to actually schedule something, we use this, for example, when we're scheduling future posts. Formatting, curling quotes, dealing with auto paragraphs, things of that nature. This is all handled. I missed one. I figured it out. Settings, easy option screens. Make sure that you're sanitizing things that are going in. Capabilities, whether that person has something that they can actually use, whether the user or the role can do a certain task. Templates, really what drives themes underneath. The idea of selecting templates, template loader, everything else. Query, which is pretty much the main workforce in WordPress. I think that's one of the functions is like 800 or 900 lines long of PHP. I don't even venture there usually. So, internationalization and localization, really beyond your English users. Admin menus, adding new screens, or making Jane sad. And meta boxes, which is more or less like data in a box. Multi-site, power one site for 10 million. Updates. Plugin, theme, core update checks. So these are all various different APIs in WordPress. I pretty much covered what you might think are all of them. I'm actually not going to talk about any of these in my presentation. So I'm going to talk about ones that you've probably never heard of, ones that we use extensively in core, and you can use too in your plugins or things of that nature. And really, my goal is to show you different things in WordPress that will make you choose it as a developer's platform, or that you realize, hey, I can actually use this. The use cases will be very obvious. I'm not going to talk about, oh, well, this is just some crazy idea. It's more like a use case that you will immediately be able to relate to, and the code is so much more simpler because of WordPress. So with that, plugins can do anything. This is great. Plugins can do anything. This is bad. The real idea here is that with all these different APIs, you really can do whatever you want in WordPress. And so I want to talk about that. Again, all the ones I listed, I'm not even going to discuss. So we're going to go beyond all of those and go to more advanced ones that most of the time you've never heard of. A lot of times the documentation might not even exist for them. Sorry, Aaron. So with that, how to contact me, I'm Nacin on Twitter, nacin@wordpress.org, nacin.com, all right? And then I'm going to move into the next lightning talk is contributing to WordPress because it is absolutely awesome. This is going to be an unconference session tomorrow. If you're interested in contributing to WordPress, I really hope you attend it. There are a lot of great ways to contribute to WordPress. It's not just writing code. This is my first patch to WordPress. It didn't really do much. And this is actually, it added 12 characters. It didn't affect me or anything like that, but I saw it, I'm like, hey, I can probably do this, and I can fix that. That was actually 11 months ago. My first contribution to WordPress. So with that, how can you contribute is a great question to ask. It's not just about the code. It might be about ideas. Contributing an idea. The ideas forum on WordPress.org, WordPress.org/extend ideas. And you can actually suggest features for what you want in WordPress. Support. Anyone ever use the support forums here? Awesome. Anyone ever like comment on someone else's question, not I have this problem too, but I can help? Very awesome. That is a great way to learn. The great way to learn code, as an example, is to honestly contribute, because you're going to be able to read through all the different code, all the different internals, everything. If you want to learn how to use WordPress and how to maximize it, actually answering support questions would be great, especially if that support question is outside of your comfort zone. Because now it's like, well, I don't know how to answer that, but it seems simple enough, so I'm going to go see if I can figure it out. You help someone else and you help yourself learn as well. Documentation is great. The codex is a wiki. You can edit it. You can write a blog post that talks about, hey, we can do this, we can do that. This is how I would do this, or whatever. Evangelism is great. Basically what I'm doing right now. It's no different than, let's say, if you're talking to a friend about, I want to start a blog. It's like, well, you should use this software right here. And it's that kind of evangelism that you can all do with your friends, family, Jane randomly meeting people at a coffee shop. Things like this is all very helpful to making WordPress grow. Testing. If you want to beta test WordPress 3.1 is probably going to enter beta stage in the next few weeks. It'd be a really cool time to be able to download the WordPress beta tester plugin and see what WordPress 3.1 is like. That said, you're probably not going to want to run that on a production site unless, if it breaks, I'm not responsible. I probably am, but I'm not going to take any responsibility. So testing is always very important. And WordPress actually gets tested a lot. I wish it was more. Translating. Anyone here speak another language? Not bad. WordPress is translated into more than 40 languages. If you want to contribute, that's 68 languages. I'm a little behind on that count. So contributing in that regard is a really great way. I mean, WordPress only has like 4,000 strings, so it's not that long, only a few weeks. Design. We have a core UI team that actually works on design. Sarah Cannon is one of the people. Jane runs the team. And so we're working on the idea of kind of working on various different UI aspects. For example, anyone use the blue theme in WordPress? Or are you guys more like gray? Dull gray or bright blue? Well, we're working on kind of making those better. If you saw in 3.0, the colors changed a little bit. And this was an idea of kind of like separating WordPress farther, keeping you closer to your content, getting WordPress out of the equation. And that kind of idea is also a great way. And then, of course, development, which is very important. If you do want to contribute, go onto our bug tracker, look around, see what you can do, see how you can contribute, fix a bug, do whatever you can. Talk to me tomorrow. This would be great. I'm gonna do this talk again tomorrow, much more in depth, a lot of question and answer. I really hope you guys come out for that. And then I'm also going to try and answer questions like, how does code make it into WordPress? It's not usually through Twitter, but sometimes, hey, it is, and then we fix spelling mistakes. So, please don't like tweet me bugs, because I'll lose track. If it's not in the bug tracker, it doesn't exist. And so, but then again, I can also answer questions like, why should you contribute? It honestly is a tremendous learning experience. I've been contributing to WordPress for 11 months. I'm one of the core developers, and I'm up here speaking to all of you. And a little more tip that I love is quality assurance. WordPress 3.0 was downloaded more than 75,000 times before it's released. That's what I like to call quality assurance, but we want that number to be even higher. We want more testers. So if you want to test, it's a great way to get involved, report the bugs, and we can fix them. And again, that's 8 9 9.